Modern cycling is changing.
Are professional cyclists getting younger?
Faster and more versatile, and all from an increasingly younger age. New hopefuls are having to mature at a much quicker pace, both on and off the bike. Athletes are comparing themselves to these new markers. The sport is setting higher benchmarks for entry, and promising talents are getting snatched up progressively earlier.
How do you think you would have done?
Well, in the current climate, against the current crop of riders, not very well.
The landscape is changing, not only for the riders, but also teams. We thought it was about time we visited some of our developing young talent on their home roads and find out from them, how hard is it for a young rider looking to break through into the World Tour in 2026? And, most importantly, how do you carve your own path and find that next level up?
Ben Wiggins, I ride for Jayco Alula development team, Hagens Berman Jayco. We're at Apex Social here in Lytham St Annes. Live a couple minutes away. This area I've kind of grown up here and went to school up the road, so this is a place I call home, I guess. So. I think like being at home and in your environment, mostly my reasons are more for off-bike reasons. From that point of view, it's obviously pretty easy to do that. I have my friends here and my family and all kind of home comforts and things. It's easier to switch off. I am based in Girona as well, so also to go over there sometimes and knuckle down before kind of big goals or kind of escape the weather here, because sometimes, especially at the moment, it's actually been pretty impossible. As long as I can remember, really, I was riding. I remember just having a little balance bike in my grandparents' garden, and I'd just go around and round and round. It was just kind of part of my makeup, I guess. From the very beginning, I wanted to be a professional sports person of some sort, whether that was in rugby, being a cyclist.
A bike rider that has zero experience on the bike. He was actually a rugby player. We had a really good conversation about, like, to me, you're still a rugby player. You have to become a bike rider.
Kind of went through like a number of stages, and there was always more of a feeling that cycling was going to be the one. Don't just hurt. Yeah, my early years, especially when I was a junior, I think if you go back and look at photos of me, I was a big boy. Particularly in my early days when I first started racing, it wasn't anything I'd experienced before. I mean, my first kind of proper bike race was junior Kern Brussels Kern. Bit of a shock, not only on the bike because of the level, but like the kind of reaction I received off the bike, and I didn't even finish the race, and I was like probably the biggest story at the race. Unworthy and ashamed. Give us something to believe in, and go your way. It took me a while to adjust, but I think as I kind of built my own, or I have started to build my own Palmares, it's a bit easier to kind of, you just stand on your own 2 feet, I guess. I've been incredibly fortunate to race up a few times and actually raced with Durbo last year at Hungary.
I was a big fan of his dad, so it was quite weird. I also raced with his dad as well. Ben won't have an issue. He's a big fan of cycling. I think that's a good start. He just loves riding his bike. He's sharing stories of when his dad was winning all these big races. And I think he talks with it with really, fond memories, which is important to look at cycling as a beautiful sport it is, not just what's on the power meter,
On the flip side, you race with Hagens Berman Jayco, which is, I think everyone knows it's over the past kind of 15 years, it's been most recognised development team that has, I think we've had something like 55 riders come through our programme to the World Tour team, so Axel's still involved.
We relate a lot about different things in life because, he has a really famous father, I have a really famous father. The pressure is completely different than anybody else. We know it's going to be very difficult to match what our father did. but we want to, we both, and himself wants to shape his own career and go his own road. His ambition is very big. You never know where the sky is the limit for him, because he's so talented and he's so ambitious. But the pressure is bigger. Everywhere you go, he's always, the first time you go anywhere, you're the son of, and that's not always easy to deal with.
I wouldn't say there was an expectation. It was that I don't really know how to explain it really. It wasn't from internally in the family. It probably just felt like a natural avenue to go down. I was always into cycling anyway. Like I grew up going to races and watching the biggest races in the world, so I think it was always going to be pretty challenging for me not to be into it. Everything that happened kind of came from my own desire to do it, I guess. Particularly in the early years, I think when he won the Tour and stuff, like I think naturally as a 7-year-old, like that probably get to your head a little bit. So I wasn't the most popular kid at school with some of the parents and some of the teachers, but I think like as I got older and learned that it doesn't make me any different to anybody else, it's just part of my life, I guess. It doesn't change anything for me or put me any higher up. If anything, it was like the other way. There'd be a bit of a joke made of it, but yeah, it was mostly just happy to be friends with me, so that was the main thing.
Once you're in the race and you put a number on, you're just a regular guy, and comments afterwards, before, after. Funny story is always like, every time we ride well with the son of our father, and every time we ride not so well with the son of our mother. So
my mum is still probably the most worried person about me being racing now and being away a lot. I think, obviously she had a long time seeing my dad do it, so yeah, she has to relive it again now, unfortunately, for her anyway.
There is a truth and it's on our side.
I think it's quite difficult now, to be honest, for him to give advice really, because as you say, like cycling has changed, like it's a completely different sport now almost to the one that he retired from 10 years ago now. Literally everything from how the races are raced and nutrition now as well, like it was a completely different world back then in terms of that. Of course, like there are certain parts of races and things that he can advise on it.
And now Bradley Wiggins, the winner of the Tour de France, is moving Edward Boysenhagen in front of Mark Cavendish. The Sky Train is all set to roll at one.
Because champions then would still be champions now, you can still learn from that kind of mentality, I guess. Even more on the track, because it's such an intense environment, especially, and how to navigate certain situations on the road. Just things like that, yeah, really helpful.
There is a medal in this for Ben Wiggins, but of what colour? And it's going to be silver.
I think the biggest thing is having a purpose every day. It's allowed me to have, some massive goals. And, I wake up every morning and know exactly what I want to get out of the day, what I'm building towards next. And it always helps when you're passionate about something as well. If you're happy going to work, then I guess that's like a dream life for anyone, really.
I'm absolutely delighted for young Ben Wiggins. Well, with all that comes with having his surname, he's dealt with it brilliantly. He's a mature guy, but I tell you what, he's a mightily good bike rider as well.
First and foremost, he's a bike rider. He's dealt with the pressure and done very, very well. But yeah, let's judge him as a bike rider, not as somebody's son.